picked this up, Marketplace, which is, I figured out less than $2 a foot. It's 2" by 2" by 1/8" square tubing. So we're gonna cut it up into manageable pieces, so that way I can store it a little better. So if we look at it, if we're going to go vertical, we have all the pins in. This is actually tight together. Measure off of here. And we got 6 1/4 around there. And 6 1/4, around the same. What we notice is this is not square. It's actually slightly leaning to the left. Make sure it's at 0. So 84.3 degrees. What I got is this piece of metal here. Alright. It's actually one, you already got a hole in it. It comes with this plate. So what I'll do is put the plate on here. What I'll do, line this up with this. Make sure that hole's in the center. Like that. I'm going to draw that in. Put this right in the center. So we're looking at around a 3/4 inch hole. Yeah, 762 thousandths. Alright, we're going to start off with a pilot hole. There we go. Put it here and here. What I'm thinking of doing is making the base 17 inches wide. By 21 inches tall, and it never fails. All right, I got a pen that works now. Okay, by 21 inches, which will make these 4 inches shy, would be 17 inch. Just like this. But looking at it from straight on, this is looking down. Looking at it straight on, I'm gonna put 245s. This and just these two pieces, and that way I can put my wheels on here. I'll be able to put a nut up on top like that. So we're gonna make these two pieces first, and then these two. All right, let's get to it. It's pretty square. Measure over 17 inches to here. And you know our line's going to look like this, like that. You take this, put it on here, line it up, and mark it. Alright, we'll measure off 17 inches. Line that up nice right here. Draw a line. We round it off the edges. That way when we go to round up to the next piece, we have somewhere to put a little bead of weld to it. And we're gonna go and we're gonna do all the rest of it. All right, I'm gonna switch over to a 120 grit. I just went ahead and clean them all up. plan on painting this when I'm done, so instead of putting it all together and then going through and cleaning it, I'm just gonna paint them all. All right, clean them all up. So we determined we're gonna go 4.5 inches. Line this up. Okay, mark it. We're going to put 2 squares on here. Alright, check it. That looks pretty good. I'm going to take 2 clamps. One here. One here. That way this stays true to this. Stays flush, hopefully. All right, then we're gonna tack it with the TIG, and then after I get it all squared away, then we'll go back and go do the MIG. Get our clamp. I'm gonna come over 6 inches from there. Line up our other one. Rinse and repeat. We went fine. Oh, pinch it. One side done. Side over here. Alright, what I want to do is I want to clamp this and bring this in. It's off, it's the hair. Comes a welding metal. You try to make everything perfect. Best you can. Because the heat's gonna get it anyways, regardless. Do a little more. This is why you tack it. There you go, right on the money, 6 inches. I don't know if you can see that. Do 4.5. Yep. Like this. 4.5. Mark this. This. Okay. Clamp. Midget 121. And same thing here. Four and a half off. About where we are. 4.5. 6 inches in between. 21 overall. Everything looks good. Alright, so we're gonna get the MIG out and we'll MIG this up. part's done. On to the next part. Got a piece of 2x3 by 8" tubing I had laying around. I'm going to use this for the upright. So we need a 28" piece of this. Let's get to it. Alright, I found my other safety glasses. Stupid yellow ones, I like them, but I don't like them. Okay, I'll mark off 28 inches. Alright, we're going to put the upright right here. Okay, and then the ram's going to bolt here. So I've determined I'm going to go from here over 13.5 inches. Here, square, square in there. This little bracket that came with it. It's kind of like this. I'm going to place the tack. So put this down here. And up here. This right here. This right here. Zero it out. And this should be 90 degrees. And we have 89.4. So what I want to do first is put a little tack right here. And that way we can tweak it a little bit. Move that out. Here. You're pretty damn close, man. Now I want to make sure this is good. I think we gotta go that way. There it is. This is parts that we had from an engine stand that was converted into something else. These, I think we can use these two pieces right here to hold the ram on the bottom. You only got a 1/2 inch hole in there. Just got to open them up to 5/8, cut them down the size, and tack them on. All right, let's get to it. All right, I got them reamed out 5/8, and I cleaned them up a little bit. We're gonna go measure them up and make some cuts. From here to the center, it's gonna be 2 11/16. We got 1, 2, 11/16 right here. Here's your center. I took this, butted this up against here, brought this in, so it's kind of covering the threads a little. 2 1/4 would work, perfect. Split 2 1/4 and 1/2 is 1 1/8. So I'll come 1 1/8 this way, like this. I'll go 1 1/8 this way, like this. I want to make from the center down 1 5/16. So I'll mark the center. I'm going to find center here. Let's go center. And now 1 5/16. 1 5/16. Okay, I'm going to cut these off and weld them on. Let's do it. Come on, man. All right, so I got these lined up with the lines. Got them semi-flush with the back. Bolt still spins. And take our little magnets, put them in the back. That, hold them in place. Put it right on our line. Just make sure it's flush and just holds it nice. Then we'll tack these up. Look at that, see? Nice. So we're going to take the piece that came with it. We put that on the bottom. This little plate that we're going to weld onto there. Put on here. Washer. A nut on here. We're going to place our ram in there. That's yeah. On there, washer, nut. Yeah, let me clean that area up first. Take these off again. Probably tighten this up a little bit and make it a little snug. Okay. Still a little loose. It's good. Okay. We'll take this. Put the ram on the end of this. And see how it lines up. I pull these pins out, I don't need them. That's the weight. I'll mark it on here where we want it. See, my ram's in all the way. Get it lined up. We got it here and down here. I'll have to clean that up a little more. I'm gonna put this here under there, so it's kind of level a bit. We get our piece out, release it on there like that. Get it lined up with the line. Another one up here, hold it. And we're going to take a little piece like we had before, put it on here like this. Clamp it. Make sure it's in all the way. Another one over here. Just like that. There we go. Just gonna clean this up. We're gonna run a piece this way, and another little piece inside here, and then two 45 here and a 45 here. Well, what I want to do first is make this piece, and that way I'll keep this nice and straight, hopefully. I'm just going to take the ruler and measure it. So I can hold it on there, which I don't know if you can see that, but we're right around 2 9/16. 2 9/16. Okay, we'll trim this one down. Give us our halfway mark. Now what I want to do is just put a couple tacks here and here. Grab on here. On here. Okay. So hold this up. Tack it right here. Make sure up here stays flush. Make sure our measurements are still good. 2.5 plus. And 2.5 plus. Alright, so I got a piece of scrap, one of the cut-off pieces, and it just so happens after cutting, cleaning this edge up, that this in here, that down, just gonna make it. Take this piece, put it up here, square it, put it in, square it up. Looks pretty good. I'm just gonna go like this. Draw a line right here. A line here. We'll line this up with this. Draw a line here. Here's our piece. Put on this one. Alright, we got our pieces made. Put one here, one here, clamps, them off a little bit. That looks good. Okay, we'll do the same thing to this side. Alright, what I want to do now is not so much for cosmetics or anything. I just want to cover this so you don't drop anything in there. I gotta flip the whole machine over to get it all out. I'm not so worried about this. I'd hate to have to dump the whole machine upside down. So we're gonna cut a piece out along here. We already know that it is 2" by 3". So what I'm going to do is I'll make it a little bit short. That way I can grind my weld around it. So it'll be 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. Line right here. Draw a line. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our gun. This, if you go like this is going to be our cutting side. So we're going to measure from the outside of here, this side of a hole. And it's going to give you around 5/8. Okay, so we already know that right here we have 2 inches minus 1/8, so that's 1 7/8, 1 7/8, and 5/8 is 2.5. So what we'll do is we'll set a ruler up 2.5 inches right there. Go down here, draw another line. Now you're probably asking, why did I make this first line at the beginning? I could see if I got my measurements right. I'm actually cutting right. And we'll take this, line this right up at the line. Okay. Hang on a minute. Like that. Put a clamp on here. And we'll put a clamp here. Actually, let me move that one like that and get on my way of my gun. Then make sure that when you're doing it, you can follow through. Okay, here we go. So we know we have 2 7/8. So now we're gonna make it 3.5. These up. There's our piece. We'll try it out. Got a little bit of a gap all the way around it. We'll take it over to the vise and we'll clean it up a little bit. She's a little warm. Alright, as far as like all this scale goes, 6 pair of pliers. Stuff just comes right off. should be good. Alright, hold it up. Alright, I went up to Harbor Freight and I wanted the ones with the little bolts in her. For some reason I couldn't find a set that I liked. So I got the ones, you're supposed to put 4 bolts each. What I did is I just cut them down so they're pretty much the width of a tube. And so I got 2 of these type and 2 locking ones. I'm going to put these ones down here on this side, one here and here, and then put the swivels on this side. I'm going to come over here on the edge about 3/4 of an inch, about there. Hold this thing flush. That's it. There. Alright, this one tweaked a little bit on me, so I just put a clamp on here. Alright, we'll do the same thing with these wheels. Put a little clamp on it to hold it. There we go. Use some acetone to clean the whole thing up. Alright, we're going to tape up all the wheels. Okay, we're going to use Royal Can paint. We're going to use some self-etching primer. Because obviously we got no primer, no paint on there. Got some Rust-Oleum. Oh, we're going to paint it with that semi-gloss. Painted it up, put a couple coats of paint on there, a couple coats of clear coat. And, been sitting for a few days now, so we'll get this thing together. All right, let's do it. Ready? Up. Washer. Up. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll get the rub on here, does it? I have to turn these around the other way. Oh, that's a lot better. Look at that. Now you get a rub. Alright, let's flip this one around. Got a 1-inch piece of DOM, 4 foot long. I have a future project coming up that I'm going to use this on, and it's not real critical where the bend stands as long as it's roughly about a hand length. I'm going to stick it in the die and have it stick out about a hand. So we got our die here. All right, see, put that in here. Line this up with this thing. Follow die. There. Tube in there. Now, like I said, Yeah, I'm gonna do this first. Over here. Alright, like I said, I want to bring it out about a hand from the end of the die, so I'd say that's pretty good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the actual seam straight up. Okay, tighten this up. Get a little snug. There. And then I'm going to loosen this up. I still got to get a handle for it. So there I got left. Loosen that up. Pull this out. Snug it up. So it's nice and snug. Right? And we're going to call that 0. Okay? Make sure all your dies are in. And then we use this. If I use this what came with it, it's kind of in my way. Now I kind of trust this better. Basically a digital protractor. Alright, so I'll turn it on. Okay, we're going to 0 now. Okay, we're at 0 now. We're going to look for 90 degrees. I want a 90-degree bend. Alright, let's go. Try it out. Okay, loosen this up. Pin. Lower it down. Put that in there. Tighten it back up a little bit. Tighten it up. Alright. Now we want to see it's going to kick forward and kick back. We're going to watch that. Alright, you ready? Hit 70. Alright, now if I loosen that, see that? That's your kickback. Almost 2 degrees. So we'll go about 92 degrees. Okay, now you feel. Oops. Yeah, we'll lower that back down. Clear it out. We're at 90 degrees. All right, we'll release it. What we got here? There you go. Nice bend. Look at that. Alright, well thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do, and I appreciate you getting this far into the video. That's pretty cool. It's really cool. If you did, leave a comment down below. If you didn't, leave a comment down below. It'd be really helpful if you could hit that like button and, you know, stick around, see what I got to offer you. Alright, subscribe to my channel. It'd be much appreciated. Hey, hope everybody has a great day, and cheers. Alright, next step, we are going to, let's start over. Bloopers. Alright,